So I realized something as I was journaling this week. I don't actually need a full life reset. I just need to stop trying to do everything all at once. Because lately I felt this pressure and energy to be disciplined, but at the same time, I don't want to burn myself out again. And if you're someone who's used to being high achieving and being the person a lot of people depend on, you might know exactly what this feels like. You want to get your life together for yourself, but you're also just tired. And sometimes even something as simple as cleaning your space feels like a lot. So instead of trying to reset everything, I'm learning to reset just enough. Not every room, not every habit, just the things that will actually support me tomorrow. Because I'm learning discipline doesn't have to mean perfection or exhaustion. Tonight, this looks like cleaning my room, not the whole house, catching up on some laundry, not reorganizing my life, just getting things to a place where I can breathe again. I used to think this wasn't enough. Sometimes I'd listen to this little voice in my head that measured my worth by my output and performance. If I was running a race, for instance, my level of satisfaction didn't come from finishing. I needed to beat my previous time as well. If it were cleaning, it wasn't just wiping down a surface, it needed to be spotless. I think when you constantly show up for others selflessly and even out of love for months or years on end, there's sometimes, often, less time left over for yourself. And you maybe think, this is fine. I'll make time for me later. But when later comes, like a waiter with the bill, suddenly you try to squeeze in this full bucket of need into a pine cone sized pocket of time. And then when you don't exactly hit the mark, it feels like disappointment. Look at the nails! Oh! Sometimes we shine showing up for others and ourselves. And as a high achiever and someone who fundamentally believes she can, I sometimes forget that just because I can doesn't mean I should. I look back with pride on recent times when I worked 3 jobs and was a teacher assistant earning my master's degree. I was so proud of my ability. But later that year, a month before graduating, I had a malignant tumor removed. So yeah, just because I can doesn't always mean I should. I want to build a better habit of defining and defending my boundaries and feel proud of myself for that. I think a lot of us are trying to become better versions of ourselves without really asking what we have capacity for. After being in survival mode and then landsliding into a prolonged slump era, I'm practicing a softer kind of discipline that gets me closer to my goals, step by step and day by day, without backtracking mentally. This may be a 6-hour declutter session on a really high energy day, or a 30-minute dusting and wipe down of my bedroom before heading to a nail appointment. If you're in a season like this too, maybe rebuilding or improving habits in some part of your life where you're trying, but you're also tired. Maybe tonight doesn't need to be the perfect reset. Maybe it just needs to be enough to end the day on a positive note and support a good night's rest. Just giving yourself a little something special to look forward to tomorrow. Anyways, thanks for joining me in my soft evening reset. I'll see you in my next video on Wednesday. Bye.